And because Kaizen means continuous improvement, that's our company goal and our goal for your sales department and dealership. Now, if you want to improve your sales skills, learn how to use psychology to close more car deals, and receive unbiased dealership vendor product and service reviews, make sure you subscribe and then turn on the bell so you never miss out on learning anything new.
Hello, it's Christian Younger with Kaizen Automotive Consulting and Kunis Automotive Group. And I'm here today in East Moline at the Kunis Ford store, and I'm doing a pre-owned inventory walk. Now, just the other day I was training some new hires, and we were discussing the importance of doing a daily inventory walk on your used vehicles, and I just wanted to share with you the top 3 reasons why you want to do that. So the first reason, number 1, would be it's a great way to create an awesome first impression. I mean, imagine this. Imagine your guest walks into the dealership and they ask you where a particular used vehicle is, and you say, hey, I know exactly where that is, and you can take them right to that vehicle. And that's really going to help you stand out. They say it only takes 4 seconds to make a first impression, and Jordan Belfort in his book, The Way of the Wolf, says when you make that first impression, you want to convey 3 things to your guest. And that is 1, that you're sharp as a tack. 2, you're enthusiastic as hell, and 3, you're an expert in your field. And what better way to display these things by knowing your inventory so well that you can take a guest right over to the vehicle they've requested. The second reason why it's a great way to go ahead and start your day, and it's a great idea to do an inventory walk each day, is because it's going to be a great prospecting tool for you. Now, let me explain. There's 2 ways that it becomes a really good prospecting tool. So the first way is each morning, if you go out and do an inventory walk and you start with your trade-ins and your fresh auction vehicles, what you'll be able to do is identify some vehicles for guests who were in previously and you didn't have quite the right product or the right vehicle for them. So now you're able to call those guests and possibly bring them back into the dealership. Now, let's say for instance your guest said, hey, I want a 2020 newer Ford Explorer, and it needs to be black and it's got to be leather. And you find one that's a 2018 with 20,000 miles, but it's black and it does have leather. So what you could do is you can call your guest on that and say, hey, look, I know you told me that you wanted a particular year and a particular model and a particular color with some different equipment options, and here's what I found. And then the guest says, hey, you know, I told you I wanted one that's a little newer. Well, if nothing else, at least your guest now knows that you're working for them. And after all, it's sad, but a lot of salespeople don't call people back after they've been in and looked at vehicles. So it will help you stand out. Now, the second way it helps you as a prospecting tool is as you're doing this inventory walk and you're jotting down vehicles of interest for different guests that you're trying to bring back in, you might bump into a fresh walk-in on the lot. And now you're in a great position to be able to wait on that guest because you're off doing positive things. So their image of you or their first impression is good because you're not standing in the pack smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee up front with maybe some other salespeople. And you're working and you're already on the lot. So if another salesperson does want to try to wait on this guest, it's going to be difficult for them to get over to that guest in time. So you really can take your time, let your guests get comfortable with the dealership, comfortable with their environment, and then at the appropriate time you can go over, and it's much more of a organic, natural way to go ahead and wait on your guest. So it works really well in that manner. Now lastly, the third thing it's going to do for you is it's going to really make your confidence soar. I mean, it's said that knowledge is power. And the more information you have about the vehicles they have on their lot, and if you have just looked at a particular model and the guest comes in and asks about that one, and you're able to just look enthusiastic as hell, right? And say, hey, I know exactly where that is and I know a few things about it. Let me take you over to it right away. And your confidence will just come oozing out and they'll pick up on that, and that'll help hopefully transfer over to your guest as well. Well, those are top 3 tips. Number 1, it's a great first impression. Number 2, it's an excellent prospecting tool. And number 3, who couldn't use a confidence boost, right? So I hope those help. I want to leave you with this. Make sure you're making it a Kaizen day, which is small incremental improvements every single day in your personal life, in your business. Thank you.